Hello and welcome to another video. When I say I'm handling this legally, I mean I'm handling this legally. I am most likely not going to post until I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that what occurred was not my doing. So I guess this is goodbye until then. For those asking if I'm okay, no, I'm not. Everyone close to me is now confused as to what my moral character is. I've seen posts from people I've supported in dog-ass times saying I always knew something was wrong with her. And I'm realising more and more a lot of what I thought were friendships were not. Shit like this fundamentally changes you. And I'm going to deal with this by myself. See you soon. Man, I need a tissue to wipe them tears. Pete, because there isn't any. The situation continues. I didn't go too in depth in my last video because I didn't have the time. So let's continue to take a deeper dive. So in my last video, I stumbled across this tweet from EmilyArtful and it hit me. It did. I started scrolling down her Twitter like Usain Bolt fam. And honest to God, her storyline's up. Going back years. And I mean literal years. Shannon's got no chill. I don't know what she's been smoking this whole time. Tweets dating back to 2017. Apparently I'm a terrible person who deserves to be stalked, harassed because I grew up and I don't dwell on the past. Fuck me, right? People using things I did while I was on drugs as a way to expose me is so bad. You guys know I was no angel and that I've since won. Right, that made so much sense. This is a very important video to watch as someone who has dealt with a cyberstalker for 8+ years. This really hit home for me. This person has an inappropriate picture of me when I was underage. Come again? And they used to taunt me with it. Underage pictures, what do you mean? What do you mean underage pictures? This just got really 50 Shades of fucked in my opinion. How are you gonna do that? 8+ years as well. 8+ years. This tweet was in 2019. Bruh, how have you got that type of commitment? Just seeing this with my two eyes, I don't even think CreepShow could even come out and apologise, to be honest. Not when you've literally done this for a decade. The fact she didn't have a moment of realisation in that decade just speaks volumes, doesn't it? I absolutely despise people like this. Because now in hindsight, knowing all this information, her videos are ass. Also, what is also some revelational information, 2 days after Emily made that tweet, CreepShow pops out, chimes in with this pigeon shit, claiming she was stalked for 8+ years. I'm telling yous, absolute psycho, mate. Trying to silence this poor girl from speaking out about the harm that she's caused her. I can't fucking even. Evil, there's no other way. Shannon was clearly just so obsessed about putting this poor girl down. It's sickening. Now to bring you up to date at this time I'm recording this, Emily is about to drop her own video with receipts today to future Melly. She's about to tell yous.
I went to the police, I was turned away. I spoke to an attorney, they told me it's not going to be worth it taking it to court. I even went as far as hiring a private investigator for a short period of time, and he said the same thing. The PI and the attorney advised me that I needed to start taking screenshots of everything that I could and keeping track of what was happening to me.
Oh boy, did she. This video is over 2 hours long. I recommend you go watch it if you want full context. So I'm just going to sit here and go through bits and bobs that just caught my attention. The key points. I'm all about the key points, me. So you remember the original post that Emily put on Twitter mentioning that Shannon got her fired from her job. Yeah.
And Andrew and potentially Shannon found out about this regular job and decided to email my job and send them a compromising video of myself. They posed as a client, said, I'm a regular client. You've lost my business because look at your, disgusting human being of a receptionist.
She also did mention that she's gonna try and get receipts from that job. Imagine being this petty that you see someone actually do well coming out from a drug addiction, getting their life together, and you And you've got a slam dunk on why? They clearly were thriving off the downfall of this poor woman. When I say they, I mean Shannon and Emily's ex. Because they were out there tag teaming to taunt this woman for years. Worst part is, due to their actions, Emily getting fired from her job led to her being fucking homeless. Shit's fucked because they literally tried to get her fired again from her next job, casually impersonating one of Emily's friends on Facebook to find out where she worked. I mean, the length these guys go to is absolutely fucking insane. It's giving me serial killer vibes, innit? These two funny twats are what the world doesn't need. And I mean that internally. When you're so fucking blind, you can't even see the damage you're doing. And I'm just gonna bring it up again, I am. And what makes me laugh is the fact CreepShow making all these videos about people, speaking out on topics, thinking she has morals, dude. Fucking idiot. Jog on, love. Innit? Fucking hell. Moving swiftly forward to the part where EmilyArtful started doing videos on YouTube, and then she started getting strange comments, didn't she? Oh, I wonder who this is.
So after that was settled, I received a DM with a screenshot of my YouTube homepage, including my icon. And in my icon, there's me, Emily, with long black hair, and I was wearing a winter scarf around my neck. But since it was also black, everything kind of blended together. And this sock puppet account said, "Your new icon looks like you're wearing a hijab, just so you know. I know you're not Muslim, so I wanted to make sure no one got offended." And I was like, yeah, it might be wise for me to change that. Then later on, the sock puppet account messages me again and says, "I just found another channel that is copying you. Have you heard of CreepShow art?" And I say, yeah, people have been messaging me a lot lately and saying she is copying me. I just think she's got a very similar personality type to me. We had a discussion about her calling her new series Sketchbook Storytime, and she very kindly said she'd change it. Otherwise, I don't really have much of an issue with what she does, as long as it's not a close to exact ripoff of my content. And the sock puppet account continues to kind of push and egg on. "I think it's super similar, ... Have you seen any of them?" Just really trying to get a reaction out of me there. And I say, I have. I agree. They are very similar. But again, I'm not worried about it. As long as she doesn't directly copy anything from me, it should be fine. And then the sock puppet says, "You have a really good attitude about it. Smiley, I'm glad you aren't angry." And I know that right there, allegedly, that was Shannon allegedly being upset that I did not have a reaction or said something crappy behind her back because, I'm not her. And one of my videos had all of a sudden gotten like this huge influx of views, like 200,000 or something. And again, I was still a relatively small channel. I was green. I was so excited. And in this DM, it has my Social Blade stats, basically circling and insinuating that I had paid for these views, because I guess at this point, Andrew had no idea how the YouTube algorithm works. And sometimes a video is just heavily promoted. This just dawned on me. Wouldn't it be crazy if they spent money to buy views for my channel so they could accuse me of spending money to buy views for my channel? Let me be clear right now, by the way, I have never bought views, bought subscribers, bought any form of promotion. I've never bought an ad for myself. I don't do that. I'm adamant about that. Received a completely random Snapchat photograph of what looked like a specific square in the city that I lived in, with some nonsensical text overlaid on top. I don't have the initial Snapchat because I just kind of froze in panic, but I do have the response to that Snapchat. I wrote, "Are you in my city?" And Kilgore Trout is the name that they chose this time. And they said, "Somewhere, I suppose, in its labyrinth." And then you could see I started typing back, "You are fucking insane."
I don't know about you. Psycho vibes, mate. Psycho vibes, anyone? Fucking weirds me out. Let's be honest, Shannon clearly puts more time into taking his shit into other people's mouths. That's where you'll find her. Great life. Great life she leads. This is clearly above and beyond YouTube drama at this point. This is just pure psychotic. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention I did speed up the video. If you didn't clock it already. It's very difficult for me to sit for these long periods of time. My ADHD is like, no. Anyway, she moves on to the time where she tweeted a YouTuber called Rewired Soul. Bit of a weirdo, not gonna lie. But this was before all the shit came out with him when he was reporting on people's mental health without their permission. But then you'll never believe who pops up here. Turns out CreepShow, aka Shannon, aka the Mong of YouTube.
Rewired Soul. And in the beginning, he was making videos just talking about mental health, and he was in recovery like I was, and he made some pretty good videos at first. I befriended him. Then he started talking about other people's mental health without their consent, and it just all went downhill. And when I tried to hold him accountable and be like, dude, like, this isn't okay, he blamed everybody else but himself. It was just an entire mess, and I definitely regret befriending him. But since I had publicly, I think I just tweeted at him a few times, so people were aware that him and I had talked during that whole debacle. I got a DM on Twitter from someone named Datboy, and they say, "Uh-oh, dear, looks like you're friends with a fraud. Do you want to be hurt in the worst possible way? Somebody is a bad mommy. Maybe we let everyone know how bad of a mommy you are. Keep telling people you're sober, girl. Maybe if you say it enough, people will believe it. Have fun endorsing your fraud, druggy bitch. Have fun faking your sobriety for your mindless followers. They believe you, but no one else does, my dear. You bad mommy. I've got receipts, druggy bitch, with a winky face. Hey guys, future Emily here again. I know you're probably thinking, how do you know all these comments and DMs and things are coming from Shannon and Anthony? Let me put it this way. When Shannon was preoccupied with something else, probably traumatizing another creator, it was very easy to tell because I would get far few comments wanting me to go check out CreepShow art because she's copying me. I get far few comments telling me, hey, look, I've got all your videos archived. I'd get far few comments being like, you're a neglectful mother, or you're trying to shove your kids down our throats. I'd get far few comments that start with, does anyone else hate when Emily does blank? Because these comments always came in clusters, and the accounts that they came from were usually pretty barren. Maybe they'd have a couple playlists here and there, extra points if that account came into existence within a month of commenting.
This to me is honestly the most embarrassing thing, dude. Fuck Shannon and whoever this guy is. I clapped it over the head in my last video on CreepShow. This is literal obsession. They both need Jesus. Like Jesus would part the seas for either of these muppets, let's be honest. Nah, you only get one life. Is it just me that I don't understand this sort of behaviour? At the end of the day, they both made a conscious decision to stalk and harass this girl for years. I'm just going to say this, yeah. Can they just go fuck off somewhere? Emily isn't the only person that's been affected by CreepShow's behaviour. Nah, multiple people. With how she manipulates her YouTube videos by taking a smither of the truth, milk droplets, mate, and then surrounds it with false narrative to make people look like shit and starting hate campaigns on people. This girl is sick. Just clocked that I missed some key information out, so I'm just gonna put it in here. I just mentioned this because this is unbelievable. I can't. Back in the day, CreepShow came out and expressed that she was homeless and that she didn't have a choice in being homeless. Well, it's all come out now. That was all fucking lie. What is this girl not lied about? I'm absolutely fucking baffled how you could lie to that extent about being homeless. When the real truth was she was homeless with her boyfriend because they wanted to save money on rent. Be fucking honest at least. Do you know how many people are fucking homeless with no choice of their own? Anyways, sorry for interrupting. Carry on, Mel. I just want to bring this back up again because I just think it's absolutely fucking hilarious. This girl is 28 years old. Wow, what a great fucking life you lead. This grown-ass woman fannying around the internet, thriving off shitting with the fucking door open. I'm glad this has come out. And yeah, I am getting a bit heated because at the end of the day, this behaviour is not on. Who does she think she is? But you know what? I'm glad it's come out. One less toxic person, eh? Oh, damn, cheers to that one. But before I end this video, there is just another thing that tipped me off the edge again. I can't stand people that lie. If someone lies to me, they're gone. I don't put up with that ace. Haha. So this makes my blood boil into my mouth.
Also, less exciting, and something I might open up more about, but for about 12 years now, I've been harassed online by the girl who catfishes me. I know it's her because she ended up admitting to it last year when I called her out on it, saying it was because she was stressed and didn't have another outlet for it. Also, she felt betrayed because I stopped responding to her emails after a while. Because of her harassing me, my boyfriend, my friends, and sometimes going as far as to try to get me fired, I don't trust people very easily online. Isn't that a coinky-dink? That right there is the most passive-aggressive shit I have ever read, and is also one of the many breadcrumbs that she started leaving behind that she had a quote-unquote stalker named Amy. I think it's funny that she picked the name Amy. I think she deliberately picked a name that was very close to mine so that if I ever came out with allegations, she could be like, see, I even chose Amy because it sounds like Emily. And of course, she picked all the things that she did to me, so then I couldn't even come out if I wanted to, because then it would seem like I was copying her instead of her copying me.
Two-face snake, this one, core. So then obviously Shannon just denies everything. It got to the point where Emily wanted to take this further and then Shannon was showing her support. Next minute,
back to the original Brita filter message I had received back in 2018. And if you recall, at the beginning of the conversation I had with Shannon, she did mention this account. She said this account specifically had sent her some dirt on me, but she had tried to report it, but then when she went back, they had deleted their account. Well, apparently not. Also, she tried to paint this account as being malicious towards me, but you'll see. Brita filter says, hi Emily, you don't know me, but unfortunately, I know you. I want to explain this as clearly as possible, but it's very difficult for me to get my words out right now with everything I have found and what's going on around me. I don't expect you to reply. I just want you to know what happened because in a weird way, it does affect you. My brother has been a quote-unquote fan of you for a while now. He has apparently watched all of your videos and has them saved on his computer.
There are some of you where you're singing and it's fairly grainy, all the way up to some that I see you are currently posting on YouTube. He has pages and pages of screen names, information on you, and things that I don't think any person should have on someone. Essentially, if you put it out on the internet, he has it. I also found screenshots of when he has harassed you. He made accounts on YouTube years ago pretending to be a girl named Ava, I think she means Asia, but whatever, and bothered you then. I believe he has a list of your past employees, one being an optical shop, and though I am not sure, I believe he might have sent them things about you. He made various Twitters and sent you messages about other people and things that have nothing to do with you. He even started reaching out to various people, followers of you on YouTube and Instagram, with quote-unquote proof that you buy subscribers. I know via screenshots that he sent these with little notes on them. If I had known about this sooner, I would have stopped it sooner, but unfortunately, our family has some communication problems. In this modern age, it's hard to find a reason to check someone else's computer for anything, but I think my parents should have been more attentive with that. I was using his computer for schoolwork and found everything. Even videos of you in a bathtub, which I thought as inappropriate, and I truly don't understand how he got those. I took the laptop and showed the information to my family, and we have all decided it is in his best interest to go to a mental health facility and be cut off from this. I don't know what else I can say, but I am sorry. He was and is a kid, and is currently only 15. I don't know when you started posting or what he first saw of you, but for some reason, you became his fixation. He is going to be receiving help and counseling, and we are going to be spending thousands of dollars to figure this out. I refuse to let this happen to any other woman. I am sorry for doing this anonymously, but because my brother is a child, my parents have told me not to speak out about this with anyone else outside of family. I know that must be inherently frustrating for you, but it's important to me that you at least know that this problem was seen and will be taken care of. I said, would you be able to do me a favor? So I know this is all real. I need to see/talk to you on video chat, Snapchat, Instagram, Skype, it doesn't matter.
Did she show her face though? No. Do you know what the reason is? Oh, the reason just being that her parents won't let her Skype. Bruh. It's just so clearly made up. Like, you've not got to be a massive intellectual person to realise what the fuck's going on here. And I just love the fact that they'd be using kids underage as a scapegoat, and that just makes it even more sick. Obviously, allegedly, of course. It's an absolute farce, the extent they are willing to go. Digging the hole through the earth's core, these two. Ease. Now, of course, she's got the IP, and that's what adds this all together. Like she mentioned in her post a couple days ago, she does go on in the video to show proof and times and things. I'll link the video down below if you want to watch it. I don't want to sit here and rip everything off. This is her story to tell. She deserves to be heard. I'm just so lost for words that someone on this platform with a large audience is capable of something like this. This is shocking. No wonder CreepShow deleted her Instagram leading up to Emily dropping this video. Yeah, Karma's a bitch. She is done. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take care. I'll see you in the next one. In a bit.